excited about our football team. I'm excited about our science class coming in, getting everybody together. Excited for fall camp.
When you throw a guy like Joe Burrow into the mix like that, you feel comfortable in a couple months he can win his teammates over and mesh?
We'll see. He's doing a fantastic job with the team right now, so all the other quarterbacks. I think the competition is very equal with all our quarterbacks right now. Going into camp, we're going to give everybody an equal chance. Let the best man win.
Do you think the presence of Burrow not just elevates his game, maybe it elevates the game of some of the other guys around him?
Well, no, it does. It already has. The guys that compete more in the weight room, they'll compete more when they're running. I think that he's going to bring a tremendous amount of leadership and competition to our team.
How do you want that quarterback battle to shake out? Yeah. When do you want to make a decision?
Here's would be the perfect scenario. The best man would win. It'd be clear. And I want the team to see it. I want the coaching staff to see it. If you're the LSU quarterback, you should be able to stick out. Now, if it's very close, we may play two quarterbacks. But I think day in and day out, the camp grind and the activities that we're going to do with our quarterbacks, it should be a no-brainer.
Welcome to this week's edition of Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV with Jordy Hultberg. I am Tommy Christ, and the dog days of summer rolling on, but football's just about here.
He was saying no-brainer. Was he referring to us?
He had to be.
And
There's no brains up here.
No-brainers going on, yes.
How you been, sir?
Been terrific. How are you?
Oh, it's good, man. We got the summer days, the afternoon showers,
We're about 52, 53 days as we are doing this show till the start of the college football season. We got media days next week. It's slow. Well, everybody says, are you ready for football season? I said, no, I'm like a bottle of wine. When it's time.
Oh.
When it's time.
Listen to this guy.
When it gets here, I'll be ready. Not before.
Well, but no, it's, radio guys, TV guys, internet, everybody spends the whole summer saying football's almost here or it is here or whatever. Well, SEC Media Days will be next week, beginning over in Atlanta at the College Football Hall of Fame. They'll take place, and they got the full schedule. Coach Orgeron is set to go on the very first day of the 4 days. Get over there, get it done. As of us taping this show, I haven't seen which players from LSU will go.
I know Devin White's going.
They put a poll on social media. You think social media isn't taking things over. So, and then soon they'll be reporting. But the SEC Media Days in Atlanta, you're going to hear from Commissioner Sankey. You're going to hear all 14 coaches. Steve Shaw, coordinator of football officials. There are going to be some rule changes. And a lot of times there's rule changes, and they're not noticeable to the average fan. But this year, there are going to be some things in particular on the kickoffs. You see Coach Stoops, Orgeron, and Fisher all set on that first day. The rest of them roll through the rest of the week, all 14 guys. And like I said, along with Commissioner Sankey and Director of Football Officials Steve Shaw.
Do you think Coach O is going to be a little bit more animated this year? Last year, he filibustered for about 16 minutes going through the depth chart because he knew he had an allotment of time, and he said, I'm not going to be answering a whole bunch of questions. So he went player by player, position by position on the depth chart and gobbled up the time. So I'm hoping he's a little bit more animated and the real O comes out.
Well, he's going to have a game plan, for lack of a better word, but the questions, they can't wait to ask about Burrow. Jonathan Giles, the transfer wide receiver who's now eligible out of Texas Tech. I read a thing on CBSSports.com the other day. They had the top 10 wide receivers in the country. He's on the list, and he hadn't caught a ball in 2 years.
This might be the year of the transfer. Instead of relying on freshmen to come in to fill gaps, they've had 3 players that transferred that's had to do the mandated sit out a year. They've got other players that are eligible immediately, a total of 6, 5 from Power 5 conference schools, and 1 was a pretty darn good kicker in Division 2 or 3, whatever, Cole Tracy. So I don't know if this is going to be the norm for LSU, but this year could be the year of a transfer.
But when Coach O speaks at the media days, it's going to be very interesting what he says about the offense, what he says about special teams.
Say the same thing he said.
Yeah, but fans are going to want to hear it. And then, of course, defense with Dave Aranda, Greedy Williams, Devin White. How about these two guys, Jordy? Both of these guys, Greedy Williams and Devin White, selected preseason All-American by the Sporting News publication. They've been doing that for years and years. But this is going to be 2 anchors of the defense, if you will, Greedy Williams and Devin White.
Greedy Williams is regarded as the #1 cornerback in the country. Devin White, I've got a scenario for you. You ready for this? Okay. Does LSU have a proven bell cow running back this year?
They don't have one returning who has scored a rushing touchdown
Not
for
any
the
of
first time since 1974.
LSU, Alabama. LSU's trailing 13-7. They're in the red zone late in the ball game. They need to pick up a first down. Devin White was a pretty good running back in high school. Came to LSU as a running back. Shifted over to defense because they needed him there. You never know. He may be that Miles Jack guy from UCLA. Play a little both ways.
If we can get that graphic back up, I want to point something out to the fans on Greedy Williams and the Devin White graphic. If we can get that back up. Look in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. There's a logo for LSU is celebrating 125 years of football. There will be a patch on the uniform or a decal on the helmet. You're going to see that logo all over the place this year, as it all started in 1893 with a loss to Tulane, of all people.
Yep.
And then 125 years. So that little thing in the top left corner of your screen, you're going to see that a bunch this year. And again, I believe there's a decal on the uniform set to go or something.
You didn't react to my comment about White maybe running the football. Big, strong, physical.
I think, I would not be surprised to see it. And I think if you're Ed Orgeron and Steve Ensminger, you got to do whatever you can to make this offense successful.
Right.
And, not that he's going to carry it 10, 12 times a game. But as you pointed out, a red zone, short yardage, must have, get one, must have, get a yard and a half, goal line,
Put
whatever.
that big defensive lineman in front and power it in there, baby.
Well,
power it in there. Fridge it.
Mike Ditka put the refrigerator back there. I always liked Ditka, but I wish Peyton would have got a touchdown in the Super Bowl, not William Perry.
I think if you ask Mike Ditka to this day, that's something he regrets.
That was a Super Bowl in New Orleans, in the Superdome.
Yeah, beat the
All right,
Patriots.
let's tell you what we got on this week's edition of Tigers Roar. You already heard a little bit of Coach Orgeron. When we come back, you're going to get more of Coach Orgeron talking about the summertime and Joe Burrow and the quarterbacks and everything going forward with the media days next week and reporting coming up a couple of weeks down the road. We haven't seen an official reporting day from LSU yet, but that's going to come out at any time. Also, tonight we have Coach Paul Mainieri wearing the red, white, and blue Team USA Collegiate National Team. They've taken a series from Taiwan and Japan. They opened up with a series victory in Cuba this week, and they're having a series down there. They're doing very well, and it does matter in the overall world rankings of Team USA baseball, even though this is the collegiate team. So we got a little something from Coach Mainieri about wearing the red, white, and blue and the USA. Of course, he did coach at the Air Force Academy, so he was around all that red, white, and blue USA stuff.
And he was an assistant coach on Team USA, and now he's elevated to the head coaching position. So.
Also tonight, Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com, Dante Starks from John Ehret High School on the West Bank in New Orleans, the 19th commitment in the 2019 class. Well, now
they
down
lost
to
one.
18.
They lost a linebacker.
Linebacker from Starkville has decommitted. So we'll get the very latest from Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. We got some other stuff for you as well. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan. We got Coach O on the other side of this pause. Stay with us.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Jordy Hultberg for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
It's time to find out the truth about health insurance.
True or false? I can't get health insurance because I missed the open enrollment period. False.
If you had a life change such as moving, getting married, having a child, or a job loss, you are eligible to buy a new policy.
I don't have a life-changing event, so I can't get health insurance. False.
You can purchase affordable short-term policies even if it's not open enrollment.
I have to spend hours shopping around for an insurance policy that's right for me. False.
Call Healthcare will connect you with licensed agents that do the work for you, comparing hundreds of options, making sure you get a policy that fits all your needs at the best price.
Call now and we'll connect you to a licensed agent that will answer all your questions. The call and the service are free, so what are you waiting for?
Call Healthcare, getting the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com.
We have a very special event coming up shortly at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market. Mark it down on your calendar, Saturday, July the 21st. Business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's their one-day semi-annual meat sale. So their Chairman Reserve steaks, ground beef, ribeyes, chicken quarters, pork tenderloins, fresh seafood, fresh Gulf mahi-mahi, lump crab meat, and many, many other things. Follow them on Facebook. Go to their website, tremontis.com. It's a great opportunity, TK. People love to tailgate. They love to grill, whether they're in the parking lot at the stadium or at home with friends to watch the Tigers play. It's a great opportunity to save up, stock up, put it in the freezer, pull it out when you want. Unbelievable prices that you won't see any other time of the year. The one-day meat sale extravaganza, Tremonti's at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway, Saturday, July 21st. Get there early at 9 a.m. because it's gone.
There'll be a bunch of people over there. You need to be part of that.
Yep.
I was there last spring when he did it, and
Yep.
I mean, it was just people everywhere. But they got tons of stuff, so
Yep.
get over there and stock up.
Plenty.
Yeah, in fact, it'd be worth going to buy an extra freezer so that you could go to Tremonti's and fill it, right?
You would save on the long run.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and then have a freezer. But,
Right.
Hey, back to LSU football. Everybody's getting excited and whatnot. Yeah, I saw the thing in the Advocate newspaper. Joe Oliva hoping all that construction on Nicholson better be done by September 8th when Southeastern
He said
comes
they
to
promised
town.
us.
Well, I tell you what, I had to go that way a couple weeks
It's
back.
a nightmare.
Oh, and
And
this
school's
was
out of session.
Yeah, I went when there was no school, and it took me like 30 minutes to get from from the North Gates
Nicholson
to the Alec Box
Drive.
Stadium. It was like
Ooh.
30-minute ride, but that's
They'll
it.
be working Saturdays, Sundays, holidays. Get that thing
if
done.
it's not raining, then
it'll
be
be
working.
great. It'll be great when it's all said and done, just like anything else. But boy, it's a hassle right now.
Yeah, that home opener September 8th against the Lions of Southeastern needs to be done by then for
Please,
sure.
please.
All right, Coach Orgeron has been making the summer tour a little bit, not like they did years ago
Right.
with 6-7 stops. They had a couple of stops, and he's getting some things in prior to media days. But we got some comments from Coach Orgeron from a few days back, but it's talking about the 2018 LSU football Tigers.
Coach, I know you can't talk about specific recruits, but over the last week or two, you've had some success there. You got to feel good about that,
I
right?
feel really good about it. Now, as you know, once they commit, the recruiting really begins to keep them there. But we started 2 years ago in the state of Louisiana. Our coaches have done a great job on all these young men that we're recruiting. We feel like we have a lot of momentum going, but we have to finish strong.
And you still have a lot of good players left in the state that you designed,
Yes,
right?
and we feel that we're in good shape. And we're going to continue to recruit them. The play on the field this year is going to be very important to some of them, the style of play in which we play. But that's part of recruiting. We have to finish strong.
How critical is it to keep some of your friends from the SEC West out of the state?
It's about everything we do. And we don't want to lose anybody that we want in-state, anybody out of state, and it's what we fight. We fight it every year. Are we going to be perfect? Probably not, but we've gotten better in the last 2 years.
And how has that happened, do you think?
I just think relationships, me being in my second full year, being able to get to their parents early, get to the champions early, get them to believe that staying home in the state of Louisiana, they can achieve everything that they want.
I know, like Ed said, obviously you can't talk about some of these players, but when you land a guy who's some recruiting services, if you pay attention to him, considered the top guy in the country, can you see that lead recruiting classes and turn other guys over to follow
Sure,
him?
it has. And it gives you momentum. And, you know, a lot of our recruits are recruiting for LSU already in the state of Louisiana. And that means a lot because we get to see them in person. They go to 7-on-7s, they go to the opening, they room with them. So they doing recruiting for us, which makes us very powerful.
I think anytime that, from a fan standpoint, they see a transfer quarterback come in, they get nervous that maybe the guys they have on campus didn't show you guys what y'all wanted to see this spring. Is there any reason to worry about that?
Not really. You know, we have 3 good quarterbacks on our roster. And Justin and Lowell and Miles are very good quarterbacks. But this opportunity came, so is Joe. Joe is a very good quarterback. So just like any other position, we're going to create the most competition we have and let the best man win.
What's popped out to you about Joe Burrow? What made him so attractive?
You know, he's very smart. He's mature, 6'3", 220. His session in the film room is fantastic. He's able to run an offense. He's confident in his work ethic.
Coach, it's not like defensive line where you can rotate guys in and you can play a bunch.
No.
How do you manage the egos in the room? Because anybody who's playing quarterback in the SEC probably has a pretty good-sized ego.
Yeah, it's tough. And what I want our players to know is everybody's given equal opportunity. This is LSU. There's only one quarterback that can play. We might play 2 if we have to. But I want the team to see, I want the coaching staff to see them compete and let the best man win, and then it becomes fair.
Do you think at some point during the fall, who's the best becomes self-evident?
Yes, I think so. I think that's what we're hoping to happen. It didn't happen in the spring. There were some good days, there were some inconsistent days, but obviously, hopefully during camp, the best player will show out that he's the best player. And let me tell you this, if you're going to be a starting quarterback at LSU, that should happen.
I know a lot of people hear that you're going to throw the ball more.
Yes.
But you understand over the years the skepticism
Yes.
that might come when you say that.
That's right. Well, I've got a quarterback that played at LSU. He is our offensive coordinator. We're going to be 50-50, right down the middle. We're going to throw the football. We're going to be in 3 and 4 wide sets, 5 receiver sets. We've had a great recruiting class at wide receiver. We're excited about our young guys. I'm excited about Jerry Sullivan, who I believe is one of the best passing game coordinators in the country, and I believe that you have to be balanced to win the championship.
After the split with Coach Canada, I believe, and I'm paraphrasing, I believe you said when it comes to Steve Ensminger that he's obviously the guy for the job, and maybe the fans just don't know it yet. What sold you on Steve in this position?
Well, I've known Steve since 1979. Look at when he took over when I was interim coach. In 8 games, he broke 7 school records. He was fantastic. He ran the offense that he and I believed in. I believe in him. He's done it before. He bleeds LSU. He was perfect for the job.
Coach, there were some guys in 2016 who weren't getting a chance, but suddenly got a chance and flourished. DJ, Russell, guys like that. Do you think that's one of Steve's biggest attributes, is that he can find those kind of guys?
He finds them. And, here's our mantra is the depth chart is etched in sand. You got to compete every day on that football field. And our depth chart is open. So we let the best players play. But what Steve does, he spreads the ball around. He's a great game day caller. He takes what the defense gives him.
Steve had also mentioned, when I asked him if he had ever thought he would be a coordinator, he said no, but it sounded like you kind of convinced him this was the spot, and he said he felt almost at homeness because these were the players he recruited. He wanted to do them right. How much convincing did it take?
Steve's very loyal. And he and I had 1 or 2 conversations, and I told him how much I believed in him, and I told him he's doing this to LSU, and he wanted to do it.
Coach, do you think that this defensive line is maybe as good as the 7 and 11 teams as far as their ability with some of the guys that you have now?
I do believe we're getting close, and I believe we have some good depth, and we have some very talented players. We have some very talented outside linebackers, obviously with Devin White. We're going to have to see as the season goes, but can we achieve a high status and be a great defense? I do believe so.
I talked to Pete Jenkins recently. He said that Deshaun Lawrence might be the toughest football player that he's coached. Now with the possibility to have a full, healthy season, is the sky the limit for someone like him?
No question. Deshaun's a 4.0 student, has great technique, great hands. Here's another situation, North Louisiana. We had to go get him. He was a top player in North Louisiana. Other years, those guys have gone to our opponents. We kept them in state. Rashard is a great representation of LSU, and it's going to be a great player for us.
Coach, I know you don't pay too much attention to all the preseason chatter because that's all it is, but some people have low expectation of this program. Have you addressed that with your team, or do you think it's just a non-issue?
Here's the deal. All the things that go on out there, we addressed already. We say block out the noise. Nothing matters to us except the people in the room and our mindset. And I use an example. When we played Shaw High School, nobody thought we could beat Shaw High School in South Lafourche, and we did. So I think it's a mindset. Whether they rank you high, whether they rank you low, you still have to go out there and perform. So all the preseason stuff to us doesn't matter. We don't listen to it. I know this. We're going to have a great fall camp. I'm excited about a football team, and we're going to go to Dallas and play a great Miami team and have a great showing for the LSU Tigers.
Coach Ed Orgeron, rambling on. Hey, he's got to answer those questions.
The biggest thing everybody looks for is I'm not in the Twitter world like a lot of people are. Hold that tiger. That means you got another one.
It's up there.
Hold that tiger.
Hey, speaking of getting another one or not getting one, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com will join us and give us the very latest on who's committed, who decommitted. We got all of that stuff with Mike right after this pause on Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, Hardy Planker siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
It's a beautiful day for baseball. Take me out to a Hooters. Take me out to the game. Give me some wings and a frosty brew, a seat by the tube and a buddy or two.
Step up to our plate. Bring the team to Hooters and get 40 free boneless wings. Offer applies to teams of 6 or more in uniform.
There's no better place to catch the game. It's baseball time at Hooters.
Attention. Do you have chronic back pain, knee pain, or arthritis? If you have Medicare or private insurance like Aetna, United Healthcare, Humana, or Blue Cross, you may qualify for a safe, drug-free remedy for your everyday back and knee pain. But you must call now. The call and consultation are free, and you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. These pain relief braces are ideal for back pain, arthritis, sciatica, leg pain, knee pain, and other painful conditions that make life difficult. Don't suffer needlessly. Our associates will work directly with Medicare or your insurance company for free. Your knee or back brace will be delivered directly to your door. Imagine playing with your grandkids or enjoying tennis or golf again. Call the National Knee and Back Brace Center to qualify for your Medicare or insurance-covered knee or back brace.
Call 800-560-3392, 800-560-3392.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
We continue with Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports
Hold
TV.
that tiger. Hold that tiger.
Time to be joined by Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com for the very latest in the recruiting world in football and some other things. And, of course, we'll tell you all about TigerBait.com and why you need to subscribe right now. But first, good evening, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Mike, I want to start off with last week, towards the end of the week, Dante Starks, a linebacker from John Ehret High School on the West Bank in New Orleans, makes the verbal commitment to LSU. What can you tell us about that commitment and about Dante Starks?
Well, Starks is arguably the top linebacker in Louisiana for this class, about 6'1", 215 pounds. You know, he's a 4-star. He's not one of the higher-rated 4-stars. I think he could have been there had he been healthy throughout the spring and participated in some camps. but physically, he's everything that you look for. He can run. He's a hard hitter. And I think once his senior season gets underway, and we get some new tape on him, I think all the networks will follow suit and bump him up in the rankings. I think academically there was a question there, and I'm told that he's going to be on his way. We had hoped to film him last year in Biloxi, and they wouldn't let us film. So it's finding a whole lot of film on him in action that hasn't been cut up and made into a highlight is hard to find. So
Mike,
I'm looking forward to his senior year.
Mike, you got a bunch of linebackers signed up, and maybe because of that you lose a linebacker, the kid from Starkville, a 3-star. What's your take on that?
After seeing him at the football camp in Aranda working him one-on-one, and the numbers in LSU's class, to me, the writing was on the wall. Not to mention the fact that he is in Starkville, Mississippi.
Yeah.
So I thought the decommitment was going to happen sooner than it did.
So LSU's no tears, no tears for LSU, right?
What's that?
No tears for LSU with him decommitting.
No,
okay.
Not at all.
Where do we stand with quarterbacks for this class?
Yeah, we'll see. Where is he going to come from? But I like I said before, I really do like Peter Parrish. I think of all the question with Parrish though is, I think a lot of people's eyes are open on him now, and I think the recruiting pressure for him is going to intensify as the season goes along. But of all the quarterbacks that LSU had on campus and that were left on the board, and how sparse 2019 is at that position across the country, he absolutely made sense for Ed Orgeron and Steve Ensminger and the staff.
Mike, I got a question for you, and you talk to these players, and one thing that needs to be pointed out, these players talk to each other, at the camps, and they swap numbers, whatever, and they Instagram and all that stuff. And I made a comment on the radio once or twice, good players want to go where good players go. How much of that snowball effect is real when you start landing names like Stingley out of Dunham High School? How much does that mean to other kids while they're contemplating where they're going to go?
I think it does matter. Quarterback is always a Pied Piper position, but you got to have a Rosen type of kid to be that type of quarterback, or have a very notable kid in the state, like a Ryan Perilou that year. But when you got Cardell Thomas, who's such an affable and likable kid and goes to all these camps, he's a draw. Stingley, because of being so highly rated, number one, and we'll see if he stays there after the 5-star challenge. Those guys are certainly a draw, and it makes them think, okay, well, now what's going on at LSU? What is their future looking like? And I think it also shows you too that you can have some 8-4 seasons, and whether you think LSU's going 8-4 or 7-5 or whatever this upcoming season, recruits look at things a bit differently. So they look at opportunity, your needs at positions. But I still think the key forward for the LSU program, and it's not just been an Ed Orgeron issue. It's why the program is in the shape it's in. Out-of-state recruiting has got to be better than it has been. There's no in the last 5-6 years, there's no player you can't point to multiple players from the state of Louisiana that say, well, that kid or then that kid and that kid who got away and signed with those schools is a reason why LSU hasn't been a player on the national scene at the end of the season. The reason why LSU hasn't been a player on the national scene at the end of the season is because of poor out-of-state recruiting. You get the best of the best in Louisiana, but you've got to get, I think, if there's a Patrick Peterson out there, or someone like him at various positions, because I don't want to pick on a defensive back coach, is there an LSU coach that can go out of state and win that kid away from Alabama, Ohio State, or Clemson, if that's who the schools that LSU's battling.
If that is the case with out-of-state recruiting, your advice would be, because it seems like LSU's recruiting Florida, they're recruiting Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. They'll go out to the West Coast. They've been up to Illinois. They've been in Pennsylvania, New York. Should they consolidate that and be better in 4 or 5 states, or should they be out there everywhere?
Well, sometimes you look up on a Brockers. Okay, there wasn't a whole lot of recruiting pressure for Michael Brockers. Then you have Vidal Alexander, who has Louisiana ties. Whenever LSU's had success out of state, usually there's some tie to Louisiana.
True.
But this year you got the big offensive lineman from Michigan, Bradford, who's an absolute stud. This offensive line class for LSU is going to be fantastic.
Wow.
And that's, you got to give Ed Orgeron credit, because those are due to assistant coaches that he hired.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow's not a grad transfer in LSU. Without who Ed Orgeron hired,
Bush,
right. Coach Bush. So, that's been the rub. You either have to be better at evaluating out-of-state players and finding plums that the highest-rated programs in the country haven't discovered, Urban Meyer, Saban, etc., because you're going to have a hard time, convincing a kid to come versus those programs if they're out of state. Or you've got to have staff members that are real good at doing their jobs, recruiting out of state, and can convince them to come for official visits and convince them that LSU is the place where they need to be.
Hey, Mike, tell everybody about TigerBait.com and why they need to get their subscription going with SEC Media Days next week. So tell everybody all about how they can subscribe.
Check us out at TigerBait.com, and we've got a new correspondent who will be at SEC Media Days covering for us.
Good.
And
growing.
We're weeks away. I mean, SEC Media Days, freshman, the team reports on the 3rd, and practice starts on August 4th.
Are they going to close practices this year because of the new staff and the quarterback situation? You think they're going to close it or open it?
Well, I mean, last year we were all set to go, and the first 2 weeks were closed, and they started letting us in. I don't know how they play that.
Close it. We'll all find out on that Sunday.
All right,
Darlington.
Yeah, we'll find out when we're all loaded up and ready to get in the SUV to drive over there to do it, and then we'll be told we can't go in. So.
TigerBait.com. Mike, as always, we appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, talk soon.
Take care.
All right, that's Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com. We're going to take a break. When we come back, a little baseball for you, a little pulmonary, and special week for a couple of former LSU Tiger baseballers. We'll do all of that and much more. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Christ saying, spread the roar. You're watching Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances. Your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
This is an important medical announcement for anyone who has taken the chemotherapy drug Taxotere. If you or a loved one has developed alopecia or hair loss after taking the breast cancer drug Taxotere, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. While many chemotherapy drugs can cause temporary hair loss, Taxotere can cause permanent, irreversible loss of hair on the head, eyebrows, eyelashes, beard, and body. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential and you may be eligible. You may not have been warned about the side effects of Taxotere. Your consultation is free. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one has experienced permanent hair loss as a result of the chemotherapy drug Taxotere. But you must call now.
Call 800-794-0738. 800-794-0738.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Look at the date, Saturday, July 21st. Look in the upper left-hand corner, meat sale. And when I'm talking sale, I'm talking big time sale with everything inside the shop, including maybe their Primo barbecue pits, their wines, their liquors. Go to their website, tremontis.com. Follow them on Facebook, and you'll find out all the latest details. 9 to 5, Saturday, July 21st. It happens twice a year, and it is well worth the visit to Tremonti's for their one-day meat sale extravaganza, their steaks, their ground beef, their chicken, their pork, and their seafood, all at unbelievable prices. A great opportunity to stock up, store up, and get ready for football season. The one-day meat sale at Tremonti's, Saturday, July 21st. Of
course, you can find them on Facebook, Tremonti's Meat and Seafood, tremontis.com, the website, and we'll be telling you all about it on radio and TV in the coming 2 weeks. Jordy, it was a special week, a special weekend that just passed because the All-Star Game, Major League Baseball style, Washington, D.C. on Tuesday night the 17th. And for the second time in history, there'll be 2 LSU Tigers participating in the game or selected to participate. Huge tip of the hat to a couple of former Tigers, Alex Bregman and Aaron Nola, one-time roommates at LSU. Bregman's career speaks for itself. Nola's speaks for itself. And Nola's Nola is on pace. I said it a couple months ago. He's on pace to be an All-Star. Now he's on pace to win a Cy Young Award.
He's 11-2
in the National League.
His numbers are ridiculous.
And had 3 RBIs, knocked all 3 runs in Sunday in their win.
What a stud!
But Nola is scheduled to pitch Sunday the 15th, which means he would not pitch in the All-Star game. When I first heard of this, I'm hoping, boy,
Come on, manager. Come on, rest him.
I said, would it be cool Nola to throw against Bregman in the All-Star game. But that's not going to happen if he follows his schedule, starts Sunday. Now, he'll still be there. He'll be in uniform. He'll get introduced, all that good stuff. He just won't be on the active National League roster for that game. Bregman is not a starter, selected as a reserve, one of 5 Houston Astros in the game. And he'll get in at some point, bat at the very minimum.
Well, he's got his manager, so the manager, A.J. Hinch, promised him he would play. And Bregman on Tuesday had 2 home runs, the first time he had multiple home runs in his Major League Baseball career, but then it was a 2-footer that won the game in extra innings, 6-5 over the Oakland A's. So both young men.
And that was a wacky play which involved former ULL catcher Jonathan Lucroy.
That's right.
So
that's
a Raging Cajun and a Tiger.
Mixing it up again.
Plate, mixing it up right there.
Yeah.
So that you got to check. It's all over social media if you want to check that out. It's a huge
congratulations to 2. Look, no question, talented players. But you're not going to find 2 nicer guys.
And guys who work very hard.
Yes,
all you youngsters
terrific.
out there, hard work pays off. That's 2 of many examples right there. Also in the world of LSU baseball, Daniel Cabrera, Maikel Hilliard continue to get recognition and honor. Named to the D1 Baseball All-American team. Also coming out this week, Baseball America selected him as well. Cabrera, who's playing with Team USA, college and collegiate national team, filled in for an injured Antoine Duplantis. Cabrera, Hilliard continue to rack up the awards as freshmen, and that's good news for the future Tigers and future LSU baseball guys.
Kind of funny. Cabrera started off slowly, and then he skyrocketed. Hilliard started off great, then that arm got a little bit tired later on, so hopefully he will put on the weight that you need, and that's a guy that Paul and Alan Dunn are counting on for next season.
Well, he also started going against SEC foes, not others, and the SEC is the best baseball conference
but for a while, he's really good, really good.
No question about that. Now, you've heard me mention it, the Team USA collegiate national team. There's numerous teams in the collegiate national team. LSU's Paul Mainieri was selected to be the head coach. I visited with him in his office right before he was leaving to go do this. He was excited. He put together the staff. He had Hess and Watson and Duplantis on the team. Duplantis was injured in the very first game they played and could not continue, replaced by Cabrera. But they took a series against Taiwan, a series against Japan. Those games were in North and South Carolina. They're currently in Cuba as we tape this show, a 1-0 lead in the series against Cuba down there. Paul Mainieri wearing the red, white, and blue. The USA, of course, he coached at the Air Force Academy. We got a little piece for you right here with Coach Mainieri talking about Team USA, collegiate national baseball.
But to put this USA uniform on is the greatest thrill I've ever had as a coach. I think probably partially because of my experience at the Air Force Academy, having former players that are our custodians of our way of life. In the SEC, all the games are on television, so we can get a pretty good game plan against hitters, against pitchers we're going to be facing, and so forth. We don't know these individual guys, but it seems like they're all the same in this sense. All their pitchers have great mechanics. They all change speeds effortlessly and with great precision. And the kids, the players that we have faced throw hard as well with really good command. So whether we know them individually or not, they all seem to pitch the same, which is really difficult. And then defensively, they just are, they're so quick and so sure-handed and strong and accurate arms. They just don't beat themselves. And offensively, they're very difficult to strike out. They have 1 or 2 guys in their lineup with some power, but most of them are, singles hitters, and then they run the bases really well. So, we shut them down the other day. I think we only gave up 2 hits, which means that our guys pitched, magnificently. We pitched almost the same the night before. We gave up 1 run and ended up losing the ball game. So, when we play these guys, we look forward to it because the competition is so great. But when you come here, you just kind of throw yourself back into your youth a little bit. How you
A little technical difficulty,
It
but
happens.
wearing that Team USA, I know some people, you know, the Skip that played with Skip Bertman and Rick Green, Ben McDonald, who wore that red, white, and blue USA,
like
and
it.
many others around here
Like, you know,
that did get a chance to do that. So, you know, I never had that chance. Would have been awful cool, I think, to represent the country and whatnot. So that didn't happen.
But had a great success, and I'm sure an experience of a lifetime being over in Cuba as we speak.
Well, and, you know, Coach Maneri, he told me, he said, you know, his father, Skip Bertman, and Tommy Lasorda, who he's very close to, were all head coaches of Team USA, and now he can add that to his list.
And he's got his best friend, Jim Hendry of the Cubbies.
Cliff Godwin, who coached with him at LSU, is now at East Carolina, and so they got some good stuff going on. LSU's been doing a good job keeping up with it. We'll take our final break in the program, come back and put a wrap on it. Might even let you hear Ed Orgeron talking about those LSU quarterbacks again one more time. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan here on Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
Quarterbacks? Really?
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
It's a beautiful day for baseball. Take me out to a Hooters. Take me out to the game. Give me some wings and a frosty brew. A seat by the tube and a buddy or two.
Step up to our plate. Bring the team to Hooters and get 40 free boneless wings. Offer applies to teams of 6 or more in uniform.
There's no better place to catch the game. It's baseball time at Hooters.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello, hola, 你好. Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
With Tigers Roar, the number one topic in the history of sports in Baton Rouge is the LSU quarterback position. That goes back to before the internet, before color TV, the whole bit. Here's Ed Orgeron talking about the quarterback situation for the LSU football Tigers.
We're ready to go. Now, I'm excited about our football team. I'm excited about our signing class coming in, getting everybody together. Excited for fall camp.
When you throw a guy like Joe Burrow into the mix like that, you feel comfortable in a couple months he can win his teammates over and mesh?
Yeah, we'll see. He's doing a fantastic job with the team right now, so all the other quarterbacks. I think the competition is very equal with all our quarterbacks right now. Going into camp, we're going to give everybody an equal chance. Let the best man win.
Do you think the presence of Burrow not just elevates his game, but maybe it elevates the game of some of the other guys around him?
Well, no, it does. It already has. The guys that compete more in the weight room, they'll compete more when they're running. I think that he's going to bring a tremendous amount of leadership and competition to our team.
How do you want that quarterback battle to shake out?
Yeah.
When do you want to make a decision?
Here's would be the perfect scenario. The best man would win, it'd be clear. And I want the team to see it, I want the coaching staff to see it. If you're the LSU quarterback, you should be able to stick out. Now, if it's very close, we may play two quarterbacks. But I think day in and day out, the camp grind and the activities that we're going to do with our quarterbacks, it should be a no-brainer.
Best man win, right?
Media days next week.
Win.
Be interesting to see where Joe Burrow goes on that.
There is no way on God's green earth he's going. There's no. They should bring all four of them. Take your pick. Take your pick. Bring all of them.
They're going to bring any quarterback. I agree with you on that.
No way.
Well, Jordy, as we rolled through the summer, I had a lot of people looking at Wimbledon and World Cup.
Yeah.
A baseball all-star game with Nolan and Bregman next week. But football is essentially here with media days, the SWAC media days with Dawson Odoms and the Southern Jaguars on Friday the 13th. So, all the other conferences, Conference USA, the Sun Belt meetings are in New Orleans.
Yep.
I mean,
and the Saints get underway later this month.
Yeah, the New Orleans Saints open training camp. They report on Wednesday, July 25. First practice you can go to is Saturday the 28th for those New Orleans Saints down there at the Shrine on the airline.
They got a quarterback, don't they? They're not worried about their quarterback.
Drew Brees.
They're not worried.
Team will report July 25th for the New Orleans Saints training camp, and before you know it, they'll
Super Bowl or bust.
Playing some games. All right, Jordy.
Super Bowl or
we want
bust.
everybody, don't forget WUBR, the radio station, all that good stuff. Follow us on Facebook. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account's at Pelican Sports. YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcast, and you can get the Hooters Homer swimsuit pageant at YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. On behalf of everybody at Pelican and Jordy Hultberg, I'm Tommy Kreis saying spread the roar. You've been watching Tigers Roar.
It's time to find out the truth about health insurance.
True or false? I can't get health insurance because I missed the open enrollment period. False.
If you had a life change, such as moving, getting married, having a child, or a job loss, you are eligible to buy a new policy.
I don't have a life-changing event, so I can't get health insurance. False.
You can purchase affordable short-term policies even if it's not open enrollment.
I have to spend hours shopping around for an insurance policy that's right for me. False.
Call Healthcare will connect you with licensed agents that do the work for you, comparing hundreds of options, making sure you get a policy that fits all your needs at the best price.
Call now and we'll connect you to a licensed agent that will answer all your questions. The call and the service are free, so what are you waiting for?
Call Healthcare, getting the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.